This is the Fretz Kitchen. I'm Hope Cohen, and I'm here with James Barrett today, co-owner of Metropolitan Bakery in Philadelphia. Welcome, James.
Hello, Hope. Nice to see you.
Welcome to the Fretz Kitchen.
Thank you so much. We're going to make Danish dough today, and it's
Danish dough.
Danish pastries, but don't think of those ones that you buy in gas stations. They're all prepackaged.
I don't like those.
These are going to have a crust. They're going to have a depth of flavor. They're going to be buttery. They're
like everything
yeasty.
that you make, crusty, crispy, buttery, delicious.
The simplest things. It's you have to do them well, and it all starts with ingredients and proper methods and stuff. So we're going to start by mixing the dough.
Great.
Okay, I have some all-purpose flour. And this is not something that you're going to be doing every day.
This is something that you want to do on a day when you have a few hours to relax in the kitchen.
Exactly. Plan ahead.
Put on some good music.
Make it. You can make the dough. I'm making a large quantity for you, and you can store it in the freezer for up to a month. And when you know that you want to have breakfast pastries, just pull some out, put them in the fridge, and you have it ready to go in shape.
That's
so
great.
you don't have to use it all at once.
That's a good tip.
Because it is quite a process. We have flour, yeast.
And you're using a cake yeast.
I'm using a fresh cake yeast. I like the flavor better. All right.
But if someone can't find cake yeast and they go to the supermarket and buy the granular yeast, is that acceptable for home use?
Absolutely, and you don't have to worry about it going bad on you.
Where might someone find cake yeast? Do you have to go somewhere special? Because I know sometimes I've looked for it and have not seen it in the supermarket. Is it a specialty food item?
It is pretty difficult to find, but they do have it in special grocery stores. My suggestion is always to just go to your local bakery. I'm happy to sell fresh yeast to patrons.
Oh, well, that's
yeah,
good for
I get a lot of
people to know.
requests. Yeah.
Another good reason to go to Metropolitan Bakery.
I'm going to I put in a little bit of cold butter, almost like a pastry dough.
Unsalted butter.
Unsalted, and I'm going to cut it in. And I have flour, I have salt. Okay, now I'm going to combine various liquids. Okay, this is my liquid. This is my white starter.
It's alive.
This is my sourdough starter that I use for the breads. Don't be alarmed. My purpose is not to make, sour tasting Danish at all. But what it does, it intensifies the buttery rich flavor.
And doesn't it give a little
And it gives
tang?
a great texture and tang, yes. And it changes the texture a little bit. So it's crunchy, it's light and tender, but it also have a little bit of resistance.
My mouth is watering.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so you're adding the egg yolks right to your starter.
Mm-hmm.
And you do have a recipe for this starter in your cookbook.
Yes, I do.
Which is a fantastic cookbook.
And it's a 12, 14-day process, but again, don't be alarmed because you do it once and
you keep it.
And you
feed it, you keep it going.
You keep it going, and it will outlive you.
Well, that's good to know. You'll
Most
have
likely.
starter until your death and beyond.
Right. I'm just going to turn off the mixer, and I'm just going to break up the eggs inside the starter, combine all my liquid, right? Run it down. So you can see how active and bubbly that starter is, okay? So it just adds a little bit extra lightness to the dough itself even.
I want to show our viewers your cookbook because it's such an incredible cookbook. It's got great recipes. And Metropolitan Bakery Cookbook, which just came out in the past year.
Yes, it did. And it's an amalgamation of all the things that we do, breakfast pastries, croissant, Danish, sandwiches, of course our wonderful breads that we started with. I'm going to put a little bit, I have some nutmeg and cardamom. Freshly grated nutmeg, and then cardamom.
I love the flavor of cardamom.
So do I, very
And the way
much.
it smells. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a
It's
spicy.
so perfumey and perfume and peppery and
It's used in Indian cooking a lot.
Yes, it is, and so
It's one of those
a little bit
warm
of
spices.
zest, very warm and comforting, and is in pastry, very comforting.
And warm.
It soothes the soul.
And so will you be.
And it soothes the soul. I'm grating just a little bit of fresh orange zest into there.
It smells
and again,
incredible.
that just gives it some wonderful extra flavor and zip.
And isn't orange and cardamom a traditional combination of flavors?
It is
They go beautifully
marry
together.
so beautifully.
And lemon and cardamom.
In pastries, food. Cardamom is so wonderful with plums.
That sounds good to me.
Now I have some just cold milk, and I'm simply
Whole
going
milk?
to whole milk, and I'm just going to mix it in on low speed because I don't want to make a flour mess on me or the air.
Or me. Thank you
I think
very
I've done
much.
that. I think I've done that to you once
Haven't
before.
we both had flour in our
Yes,
face?
I think I turned on the mixer a little too quickly, and we were a flour mess. See, like that.
How did you develop this recipe? Because it's interesting you know, the technique for putting all of these ingredients together? Or how do you develop your recipes?
Well, it's a matter of, you know, research, and I take, you know, because basically there's really nothing new. Everything is based on something, old techniques. So I take basic, simple recipes, and I test them, and I find what I have in my heart, what I'm wanting to feel when I make something, or what I'm wanting to feel when I taste something, and then I go to my brain. You know, so cooking involves all your senses, and I just keep tasting, you know, and testing. Once the dough is together, we're going to just put it into a plastic wrap, chill it for 4 hours until it's doubled in volume. And I have one.
4 hours precisely, or can it be a little longer?
It can be
you
longer.
Leave it overnight?
You can leave it overnight if you like, or you can, you know, take it in 6 hours. You just want it to be cold.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to mention to everyone that we have this beautiful dishware that we have on our set today, which is compliments of Manor Home and Gifts. And everything is just beautifully designed, hand painted. Do you love it?
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
All of our dishware, it's great
amazing.
looking.
So here's the dough that we just finished. Okay. I wrapped it up nice because I don't want it to form a crust.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Do I see vanilla?
That's the cardamom and the nutmeg.
Oh.
It looks like vanilla.
You know, I saw the little specks and I was thinking, I don't remember putting vanilla in.
Well, we did
see.
put some vanilla extract.
Okay.
And a good quality vanilla extract, not imitation. Okay?
But the spices give it that little effect.
It looks like vanilla beans, exactly. But you can see it's risen, it's doubled in volume.
And it's got really
puffy,
nice texture.
It has a beautiful
it's silky.
Ooh.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
We're going to do now, prepare the de trempe, which is the first base dough. If you've made, well, we've made croissant together before, I believe.
I remember the banging of the butter.
Exactly, so you're going to get to do that.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I like getting my aggressions out early.
we want the butter and the base dough to be more or less the same texture, but we want them to both be cold. It's really critical to get an even layers of dough, butter.
And that gives it the rise,
exactly.
And that
flakiness, yes.
buttery.
And
I'm loving this already.
My method, I warned you I was going to make a mess. Okay, I'm just going to soften it if you would, and I can talk while you're doing that.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead and
just
pound
all the
it.
way down the line.
Exactly, we're just going to
This is
soften
not hard
it.
and kind of fun.
That's great.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Keep going.
Keep going. We want. That's
James.
okay. That's okay. We want it to be more or less the same thickness.
Don't kill the chef.
Thank God I have insurance. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So we want it to be more or less
how
fairly
flat?
about an inch thick.
This is great.
That's great, right? And it feels good to just
Everyone
pound.
should try
you know?
this at home.
I'm just going to sprinkle a little more flour as you do that. There
And
you
keep
go.
going in the same direction. You don't try.
That's it. That's it. Oh, you do
I can't
enjoy
keep
that.
going.
You do enjoy that. Okay.
It's good stuff.
You're scaring me. Okay, now.
Just keep your arm out of my way.
Now that I know how dangerous you are with a
I'm
rolling
strong.
pin. Okay, now I just want to roll out the base dough.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Do you like to work with marble in your kitchen?
I do as much as possible because, you know, especially when I'm doing these kind of laminated doughs is how I refer to them. It stays cool because it's important to keep everything as cold as possible.
Do you ever chill the rolling pin?
Yes. I'm going to lift the butter pack, and now I'm just going to enclose it. And I want to
Just
try...
a little bit of butter. How much butter is that?
Well, you know.
I know. Well, butter, look,
I
fat
hope
equals
you're
flavor.
you're not on a diet, right?
Never with you, James.
Thank you. You know how I feel about your diets.
Yeah, well, this is
right.
important. This is for your well-being.
Right. This is you know, comfort food, you know, a little
Exactly.
bit. Just a little bit. You need it for your soul.
Everything in moderation is my motto.
You need to feed your soul hope.
I agree.
Now, because you're so wonderful at the rolling pin, if you would go
Out of my way.
Yes, I'm going to stand back. But first, we want to anchor that butter pack into the dough. So I'm just going to do that and see how you get those ridges. Okay, that's going to anchor it, and then we're going to turn it, and we'll start rolling it out, and we'll do folds.
So anchor away.
Anchor away.
Here it goes.
And this is just going to set that butter so that when we start rolling the dough out to do the folds, Do you know you get a sparkle in your eyes with a rolling pin in your hands? Okay.
You didn't know I love baking, did you?
Okay, now if you would go ahead, and now we want to just work on making it a little wider.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're looking for an evenness.
I'm looking for an
again.
evenness. I want a rectangle. Okay, hope that's great. Okay.
Stop.
Now we're going to do the first turn.
Okay.
Okay. A turn is how you create those layers of butter and dough and butter and dough.
And because this pastry is actually layers of dough, butter, you've got to continue to add butter to your dough.
Exactly. Add a little bit of flour. You know, don't be afraid. I mean, you know, that's
you can,
why I
you
don't
can brush it off if there's any excess.
Exactly,
right?
and that's also why I don't mix my butter pack with flour.
I can already see that there is some air in the layers because when you were rolling, the dough is rising a little bit, and when that bakes, that's what's going to make it flaky, right?
Exactly. We're going to do the first turn, and this is referred to as a book fold.
Okay.
Okay. So we fold it just like a book. I fold the left corner over to the center, brushing off the flour.
The book of metropolitan life.
And there it is. That's our first turn. I'm going to take my finger, and I'm going to make a mark.
So you know it's the first turn.
I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and I'm going to wait at least 2 hours to let the dough relax, to let the dough and the inside butter become the same temperature. And I'll bring it out, and I'm going to repeat this folding process 3 more times.